right, welcome back. Hold My Helmet Football Podcast. Will Reichling here.
Co-host Dylan Boyle.
Week 8 picks. Week 8, Dylan. We're going to start with Sunday Night Football. Cowboys at 49ers. This actually sounds like it could be blowout. 49ers 4.5-point favorites. I'm going to go Niners here.
I mean, how could you not go Niners? The way that the Cowboys have been playing against good teams. I mean, they've been getting their rear ends
worked. The only reason you could make an argument for the Cowboys is because the Niners have struggled too, and they have Brandon Ayuk out for the year. No McCaffrey.
Yeah, but this is the time for Brock Purdy to step up and do his thing.
I actually agree because the 49ers are home here. I think they're pissed. They're pissed. They lost to the Chiefs again. They lost to them again. They want to come in here. And remember last year, the Cowboys got destroyed by the Niners. Let's not forget about that. They're going to come in here and punch the Cowboys in the mouth. The Cowboys are probably in trouble. They're probably in deep trouble.
They are absolutely in trouble. On the Cowboys end, I mean, if they want to make any sort of comeback, this is the week for them. If you get destroyed in this game, there's no redemption.
There's no hope left.
There's not. In a strong NFC as they're in, NFC East. I mean, I don't want to talk about the Giants, but like you got the Eagles, you got the Commanders, and then you have the NFC North. Where are you even going to have a wild card spot?
That's very true.
You're probably not. Probably not.
And you're probably
are the Cowboys done? Is their season over yet?
This is a tough spot for them. If they lose this game, what are they 3-3 right now? They could be 3-4. Dude,
yeah.
You're gonna have a 10-win team in that 7th spot in the wild card. Can they get to 10 games? I don't think they can.
I don't think they can either.
I don't think they. Yeah, it's not looking good for them. That's for
developing story here.
It really is because we saw the writing on the wall coming into the season for the Cowboys. We said they don't have a running back. They lost
paying Dak a couple minutes before the game.
Why wouldn't you just pay him at the start of the offseason? Last season, if you knew he was the guy. We talked about this so many times.
Jared Jones has dementia. I don't know. I
he really does.
Oh, we're in September? I thought it was July.
Okay. Let's move on. Eagles at Bengals. Bengals are 2.5 point favorites.
This seems like a really fun game to watch.
And
if the Eagles could do what they did against the Giants, which I think they can.
Both of these teams are sketchy though in their own way. The Bengals have no defense. The Eagles, it's like, what is Jalen Hurts? Do they have a head coach? Like, I'm going to go with Bengals here, just because I do think their offense has been better than the Eagles.
I'm going to go with Bengals here, but again, I mean, you have the Commanders that's, sitting here laughing at the NFC East, like, what's going on with these guys? I'm sitting here chilling in my bed, slinging the ball with Jaden Daniels. But on a serious note, this is a game they have to win. Like, if either one of these teams wants to make a run for the Super Bowl or playoffs, just playoffs, they have to win these games. These Cowboys and Eagles, these are must wins for them.
They really are. And like, let's go to another NFC East team. Your Giants against the Steelers, who just beat my Jets. This is a must win for them too. They want to stay alive in this season.
Okay. Let's stop. Let's just stop. I said it last episode. I'm over them. They're done. Listen, they might try to reel me back in and win this game, and Daniel Jones might have an MVP win. And listen, mark my words, I will not be convinced. I don't care how good of a game. He could look like Patrick Mahomes prime time out there. I'm over it.
Please.
I'm not getting sucked back in
I don't want to hop on the next podcast and we're having this conversation again about paying him.
Hold me to it, please.
I will. Please. But I'm going to go Steelers too. I think it's closer than the Jets game, though. I think you guys put up a fight. I don't think the Steelers are that good.
I don't know, because the way that they played this week, how can you not think? I mean, Russell Wilson went out there and once he started getting into the rhythm, he was slinging it. He was looking like prime Russell Wilson.
Second half, he was very effective.
And it was exciting. It was exciting to watch.
It's funny because the first couple...
Obviously not as a Jets fan.
It's funny because the first couple of drives, you're like, what were they thinking? And then
it's like, that's what they were thinking.
And honestly, they were right, because you see that Russell Wilson is better at controlling the offense and the passing game than Justin Fields.
He's a vet. He's been through it.
I showed you TikToks.
From the Super Bowl.
I showed you and many of my friends TikToks of Justin Fields. People say, he 10 touchdowns, 2 picks. 96 passer rating. I forgot what the passer rating is. I think it was about 96. They're 4-2 with him. Look at these good numbers. Why wouldn't you keep him in? And I was that guy too. Then I saw the film. He's missing guys wide open down the field. That's why Pickens has an attitude. These people are streaking down the field.
So now you're defending Pickens. He used to be a Pickens hater. Let's throw that out there.
I'm not a Pickens hater.
He's a Pickens hater.
I think Pickens is a little overrated.
Overrated? So you're a Pickens hater.
I think he disappears in games. We talked about this last week.
We did. But then you saw what he did this week.
He could be special sometimes.
He can.
Yes.
He can.
He can.
I'm
not going to deny
that. It all comes down to attitude. I mean, look who his quarterback was last year.
Kenny Pickett.
Exactly. I mean, I would be frustrated too. I mean, you have a team that's this is like a ready to go team. Like they have a great defense. Like this is a similar team to the Browns. I compared them to each other last year as well. This is a team that's ready to go. You have the key pieces on offense. You have a stacked defense. TJ Watt is a Hall of Famer, and you're just kind of letting it go to waste. You just need that one good player that's just going to make a difference.
Now you have Russell Wilson. When he was in his prime in Seattle, was a great deep ball thrower. Was George Pickens do well? Deep balls, down the field, 50-50 balls. This could be a match made in heaven. So, yes, we'll see what happens.
This team kind of reminds me of the old Seattle team. You know, that great defense,
It's funny you bring them up because that's the next game we're going to talk about. Seahawks at home against the Bills. The Bills are 3-point favorites. And, like, deep down, I was like, could the Seahawks steal one here against Buffalo?
They can.
I'm almost talking about... I'll let you go first. I got to think about this. Because I have Bills down, but I might change that.
I have Bills.
Let me hear your argument and let me think about it.
What is my argument? That's a great question. Will. You know, with this team, they just got Amari Cooper, and I think that's the key difference here. I mean, Amari Cooper came in and he just started lighting it up. I mean, he was catching balls left and right. It's like he kind of fit right into this offense perfectly, like a snug shoe. And I said it before, they're missing that X factor, and if he can be that guy. You're giving room for Keon Coleman to come on. I mean, he's already starting to come on. Obviously, he's a rookie and he still needs some more time. Not everyone is out here like Malik Neighbors catching balls, putting up 100-plus rushing yards. But they have two of those key guys, Amari Cooper and Keon Coleman, and you got some good tight ends. You have everything you want on this offense, and I don't see why they can't be a great team.
So,
what is their limitation?
The two good offenses they went against, not Buffalo. Well, the two good offenses the Bills went against, Houston, and what was their? In Baltimore, they got crushed. Not really Houston, but Baltimore crushed them. I think Seattle has a good offense here, and they're home. They got 12th man. It's a very good home field advantage. I think honestly, like my gut's telling me Seattle. I'm gonna go Seattle here. I think Buffalo is the best team in the AFC East, obviously, but. Are they a contender? I don't know right now.
Not even with Amari Cooper there?
Maybe. Actually, last week I was saying yes, but I think they're going to get better as the season goes on. I think in this spot right here against Seattle at home, Geno Smith, I think, against that defense.
With a healthy James Cook, with a healthy roster.
Don't convince me. I'm going to go I'm going to go Seattle.
No, I like it. See, one of us is going to win this, okay?
So let's go to Bears at Commanders. And surprisingly, Dylan,
Bears are favorited
by 1.5.
Absolutely.
How?
That drew me. That drove me crazy, and I think that's just like everyone kind of like hopping on the Caleb Williams bandwagon.
And he's looked good, but it's like not
that good. I mean, listen,
he played Jacksonville. Like, let's be honest.
I mean, like these are two rookie quarterbacks. Who's the better quarterback?
Right now, it's been Jaden Daniels.
Absolutely, by miles.
By miles.
And even if you look at their roster, like. They got Scary Terry. They got Zach Ertz. They got Brian Robinson, who has been having a really good
running back. He's been very quiet this year.
And Eckler behind him has been phenomenal.
It's funny because no one talks about him, but I see him break off a big run every game. He has it.
And even when Brian Robinson was hurt, Eckler came on and had a great game, too.
He always has a big run or a big screen pass. He's a big game.
They have a good roster here. They're obviously still putting it all together. This is a very, very new team.
So I think we're both shocked, and we both are going to pick the Commanders here.
I think they're going to win by plus 6.5.
So the only reason we're going to talk about this next game is because Tua potentially could come back. Cardinals, Dolphins. Dolphins are the favorites, which makes me think that Tua's going to play. If Tua plays, I'm going to go with the Dolphins. If he doesn't, I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Still questionable, but like his projections are still up there.
All the fantasy.
Like in fantasy.
Yeah, it seems like he's going to play. So if he plays, I'm going to go with Miami because they showed that they suck without him. And with him, they're a playoff team.
It's crazy how terrible they look without him.
I was not expecting that bad.
Dude,
Huntley.
You have Tyreek Hill, the best wide receiver in the league, all right? The fastest wide receiver in the league.
By far.
You hit him on the screen, he breaks off a tackle, and he runs for a touchdown. That's all you need to do.
You can't even hit him on the screen now.
Tyler Huntley, Tim Boyle, all terrible.
Tim Boyle should not be in the league. I don't even know why that guy's in the league. But anyway.
I think it's more of the Dolphins just having terrible backups. It is. But what I also wanted to get to is Tua, he's in a press conference and everyone's like, oh, are you going to wear the Guardian cap? Because That would be the realistic thing to do. You have somebody that's had multiple concussion. That's obviously a problem because not all we talk about this all the time. We saw the way that he went down. Yeah, it was a hard hit, but nobody gets concussions from falls like that. So obviously there's a neurological situation going on with him. So why is he not taking these precautions?
So I will say, the way he gets thrown when he gets tackled, like I saw, like the launching thing where his head just like projectiles backwards. It's only a Tua thing that happens. I don't think the evidence is there. Like I think the evidence is there, like helmet to helmet. Yes, it helps. But when you bounce off the ground, apparently it doesn't help anything. That's why I hear
it doesn't matter. It's beyond that. I don't care if it works or if it doesn't.
If that's
anything to protect.
If that's
this
you,
guy.
do you wear it?
Yes. Yeah.
I would be stubborn. That's just the way I am, and I think that's the way he is. Like I would just be like, nah, I'm not wearing that shit.
What is it doing to hold you back? What is it doing? It's not. Because
do you think
looks
him
stupid?
Do you think him wearing
Do
you think him wearing the Guardian cap would have helped the concussion he just had? Do you think he would have
It
prevented
was a head-to-head thing. It was a head.
It was the head hitting the ground again, though. Remember, it was like the projectile, him like getting thrown kind of situation. So
I'm pretty sure it was a head-to-head contact as well.
I think it was a play before that, but the whole tackle was him head hit ground again.
Now
that might have helped with that. Now I'm asking you, do you think it would have helped with that? Like I don't think it would have, but it could have. Like it could have prevented that.
I'm not like a mechanical scientist. I couldn't tell you.
I'm not either. I mean,
I couldn't tell you. But anything to prevent you from dying, from losing brain cells, from you going concussed, like. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous in my eyes.
For me, like I know how I would think if I'm in the league. Like if I'm there, like he's probably like, dude, I'm trying to make the Hall of Fame. I'm trying to win the Super Bowl. I don't give a shit about.
So you think that Guardian Cat's gonna hold you back from making Hall of Fame?
No, but it's just telling people that you're weak. It's a sign of weakness. You know what I mean? It's like a man. Any man like that. It's an insecurity. Like he doesn't want to be labeled as the guy that's a little bitch.
I don't want to wear my seatbelt. I'm a man. Like, come on.
You tell me you don't do that. You'd never wear your seatbelt.
No, it was.
You never wear your seatbelt.
No. Okay. I get where you're coming from now, because it's like a man thing, but like at this point, it's beyond that.
Yeah,
I mean, going on to like 3 to 4 concussions, like. It's unfortunate because like you can't make it mandatory because like we're in the middle of the season. Like what.
So, by the way, who are you going with in this game?
Oh, great question. Great question. I gotta look back.
That's a great question. He doesn't even know. I'm just messing with you.
I'm going Cardinals.
Even if Tua starts.
Even if Tua starts. I mean, I don't think there's anything that could jumpstart this offense again. I mean, yeah, throw Tua back out there, but Cardinals play good football too, and I don't think... This is just a weird team. Like, I think there's something else going on. A team like this doesn't look that bad.
Is McDaniel just like not the guy at head coach?
He's very young.
We've been talking about how great of a head coach he is and a great offensive mind.
And he has a hell of a story too.
Yeah,
very hell of a story. Coming off
the
of being
walk-on,
alcoholic, having problems, and then end up leading this team. I don't know. He has a funny story.
And sometimes you watch him and he seems shot kind of when he talks. Just like, is he just like not like elite? I don't know. It's like, I'm sorry.
I mean, can this funny guy lead a team?
Right.
You kind of want like you don't see Andy Reid. I mean, yeah, he. I was about to say you don't see Andy Reid like having like these funny conversations.
He does.
Then he has those like commercials.
But he can manage
that's
respect.
Like exactly. You don't see that in a press conference.
But I hear Andy Reid gets like we don't see this because it's not on film. But I hear Andy Reid gets on people in practice. Like he'll yell at people. He'll bench people. Like McDaniel doesn't do that.
He doesn't seem like the guy.
He'll
do it, and then he's like, oh, he's just messing around.
McDaniel doesn't do that.
McDaniel doesn't do that. I like it.
Let's move on. NFC South showdown. Falcons, Bucs. Bucs missing Chris Godwin. They're probably going to be missing Mike Evans. So obviously the Falcons 2.5-point favorites on the road. I'm going to go with Falcons here. Bucs are just too many men down right now.
Too many men down is right. They're missing their 2-star wide receivers. Godwin is out for the year. It's official. And we're probably going to be missing Mike Evans for at least, I think they said after
week 11, I think.
After their bye, he's going to be coming back. But that's just an ongoing thing too. And it's like, another one of those situations. A really strong NFC conference. Can they make a comeback? I don't think they can. I mean, it would make a hell of a story for Baker.
It's crazy.
It would.
It's crazy because a week ago we were saying, are they contenders in the NFC? Now it's like, are they going to make the playoffs? It's crazy how 1 week could change everything.
You missed 2-star players.
No, I know. I agree.
I mean, we looked at the Eagles when they were missing Devontae Smith.
And they sucked.
Yeah, exactly.
They barely beat the Browns.
And then they come back and blow out the Giants.
Right.
Yeah.
So
let's not get into it.
This is the last.
I'm going Falcons. I don't know if I said it.
Yeah, so Falcons for both of us. So last bigger game we'll get into, and then we'll go rapid fire. Thursday night football, Vikings at Rams. Rams potentially getting back Cooper Kupp. Sam Darnold and the Vikings. Look, they've been on fire. Even in that Lions game, they proved that they could hang with the big boys. So they're a big boy now. I'm going to go with the Vikings on the road.
I'm going with Vikings here too. There's no reason why you wouldn't. I think it's a lot closer because the Rams are getting Cooper Kupp back, but I really don't think that's that much of a difference. I don't. He's an older guy. He's coming off multiple injuries, and he's productive, but, I mean, I feel like Puka's more of a threat than he is.
At this day and age, you might be right, my friend. I think you're right, honestly.
There's no reason why I wouldn't be right, because I'm always right. No, but, on the other hand, the Rams are still it's crazy, because they were still a very competitive team without their star players. Tell me they weren't.
They beat the Niners in the comeback.
They did. I mean, how you can't argue that. They still have a lot. They have a talented roster. Kyron Williams is still a very, very strong
They have some young guys on defense that could potentially become.
Tutu Atwell is still a great.
He's decent.
He's a good number two. He could even be a number two.
He could be on a decent team.
So that's why I think it's a closer game. But I got to go with the Vikings here.
So this is. We're going to start a rapid fire, but I want to get to one thing with this game. Colts at Texans. Texans are 5.5-point favorites at the home. I'm going to go with the Texans, and I'll tell you why.
Do you have to tell us why?
I don't.
No, go.
So the one thing I want to get into, because we didn't really get into it in our reaction video of Week 7, so we'll get into our prediction in Week 8. I really don't know. It's so. This guy is so confusing. Maybe the most confusing guy in the league, and that's Anthony Richardson. He'll have some games where you're just like, wow, this guy looks special, and he has some games you're like, does this guy belong in the league? And Josh Downs is a prime example. With Anthony Richardson, the first couple of weeks didn't do anything at all. Joe Flacco comes in, he's one of the best receivers in the league. Now Anthony Richardson back in, and he doesn't do anything. So it's I
feel like that's more of a chemistry thing, and building, having chemistry with your wide receivers.
I will be honest. The Colts game last week, I even forgot who they played last week. The why is that the Patriots? The Patriots played the Jaguars, the Titans. Why am I forgetting now? The Colts played. Regardless, that's why it wasn't really. What I'm trying to get at is, I watched a few plays of that game. Yeah, I think it was the Titans.
Jaguars. No, they got beat by the Jaguars 37-34. Titans 20-7.
Yeah. So
17.
What I'm trying to get at here is that Titans game. You saw I would be lying to you if I was saying I was glued to that game, because I wasn't. That's a shitty game. But the throws I watched. And the throws I didn't watch, it was almost like they didn't want him to throw in critical moments. It's like they don't trust it. It's weird, man. I don't know where it's going.
Listen, they're still a team that's developing. Like I always say, he's still technically in his rookie year. I mean, he's still a developing quarterback, but you can't overlook the greatness in him. You can't overlook his bomb arm. You can't overlook his running ability.
I will say,
on good days, he looks like Lamar Jackson. On other days, he looks like Josh Allen.
I will say, Week 1, that 70-yard touchdown to Alec Pierce.
You can't outlook. Nobody just makes that throw.
That might have been one of the best throws I've ever seen in my life.
And
living.
You were saying it perfectly before. You see guys like Caleb Williams. They have a couple crappy games, and you can tell they're starting to come on.
When will that happen for him though? Will it happen soon? Because we're getting into the season now.
Well, that brings up another great point, because he hasn't had that much consistent time. He's had injuries.
That's another problem with him, though.
That is another problem.
That's a fair one, though.
That's a very fair one. But I think we need time. I think he's still going to be in a top 10 quarterback at some point within this year or next year. He's going to be great. You look at his attributes, and it aligns with everything that the NFL.
I'm all for the attributes, man. He
has it all.
He has the ability.
He has the height. He has the weight. He has the arm. He has the legs.
mobility.
What else can he ask for? He just makes the dumb NFL.
He just needs to play football. That's what I mean. He has what you want. He just needs to do it.
And the Colts need to trust him more. They got to trust him more.
Yeah, you see
and
there's lack of trust there.
They gotta be stop being stupid. I mean, this happened a couple weeks ago. I know I brought it up before, but I'll bring it up again. You have him a designed run play for Anthony Richardson. He has a huge hit, stumbles up. I don't know he was hurt. Next play, they do the same thing. They got to stop abusing this guy.
You know what's funny, though?
It's insane.
I think they're telling themselves, I don't even care. Let's just run him to the ground. Whatever happens. So they're tired of him getting hurt. They're just like, well, let's just see what happens. Like, I think they're just like, we have to see what this guy has, and we can't keep like holding back. Like, I think that's what it is. They're just like, fuck it. This guy's best at running. We're going to just run him to the ground. That's what it's looking like. It's like
it's terrible coaching.
They're using him like a running back. You saw it in this game, too. It was kind of weird.
It is very weird, and I feel like you're right. They're just not trusting him, but there's no reason not to trust him. You saw what he can do.
The only reason of this season is to progress Anthony Richardson. You're not winning the Super Bowl, so what are you doing? Let him throw the goddamn ball 40 times. Just do it. You know, like,
he should be throwing at least 35 to 40 times. Yeah. Let him get all those kinks out.
Now, people
ready for next year.
People might hear us say that and say, well, you're stupid. He shouldn't be throwing that much. When Jonathan Taylor's out, yeah, you should be throwing 35, 40 times. Hopefully he comes back soon, but
he shouldn't be your star running back.
No, he shouldn't. So let's go rapid fire. Wait, who are you picking in that game, by the way? Texans or Colts?
Probably
Texans.
Texans.
Okay, now we'll go rapid fire. Jets at Patriots. I'm gonna go Jets here. Patriots.
No reason why we wouldn't go Jets. Jets are just a better team. This would be a great comeback for them. I mean, if you look at the Jets schedule, they have a very winnable schedule.
Well, now Miami with Tua coming back, is that winnable? You got Jacksonville.
We don't know what he's going to be like when he comes back.
Right.
But this is their must win.
This is the start. Jets for us.
Yeah.
Packers, Niners. No, not Niners.
Packers, Jags.
Yeah, Packers.
Packers all the way. It's a pretty close spread, though. 4.5.
Which is, it's because of the NFL, but and Jaguars are home, but if the
Jaguars just have not been a good team, and I think they're done. I think Lawrence Taylor is overrated. I think
Trevor Lawrence Taylor.
Oh my god!
You got the Giants stuck in your head, my friend. Anyway,
I think Trevor Lawrence he's done. I mean,
he
has the same stats as Daniel Jones. He's been, ever since that playoff game, he's regressing season after season, and it just keeps on getting worse. And he had all the talent he needed on his roster, and he didn't make it. He had Calvin Ridley, he had Christian Kirk, he had Evan Ingrams and
Etienne.
Zay Jones. Look at that roster. Travis Etienne.
Now there's Brian Thomas.
And now they have Brian Thomas. They have Gibson, right?
No, Gibson's on the Patriots.
No,
Bigsby.
Yes. So they have all the talent they need. They just.
So
I think I'm sold on Trevor Lawrence.
I will say this: Jaguars, one of the worst defenses in the league. Packers, I think, best offense in the league. They're gonna get torched. So I'm gonna go Packers.
Yeah.
Ravens at Browns. We're just gonna go Ravens there. I mean, there's a backup quarterback for the Browns. Even if Watson was playing, it probably would be worse. Honestly, it's probably better that Watson's not playing.
Honestly, at this point, maybe just rest your starters.
Yeah. So. Ravens there. Titans, Lions. I mean, Lions all the way. You're not going to say anything there.
You're not going to let me get my take in, bro? You're not going to let me get my take?
What's your take?
I think Lions are going to show.
Saints at Chargers. It would be closer if Derek Carr is playing, but I'm going to go Chargers here.
I'm sorry, is it Ritter?
Spencer Rattler.
Is it Ritter?
Where did Ritter go? Didn't Ritter just get signed somewhere?
Don't know.
You told me that last night. He got signed somewhere. Anyway, Miami?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think
something like that. The Saints.
Anyways, no. Ratter had a lot of good
qualities.
He had a lot of good plays, so I think this should be an interesting game. Obviously, he had his mistakes. He threw a couple of picks, but I don't know. I feel like that could be their quarterback if they develop him.
So
no. I think it's going to be a close game.
You always lean me towards you going one way, and then you
go
the other way.
I mean, I gotta
rip my heart out, my friend.
I think it's going to be a close game, but the Chargers are going to take it because they're just a better team.
Do you think the Raiders beat the Chiefs and give them their first loss?
You know what? I was talking about this before. I think it's going to be a close game. Again, you can't choose Chiefs you can't choose the Raiders over the Chiefs. They're undefeated.
You can't.
But this might be their loss right here. It really might be. I mean, this is a divisional rival. And I don't know. They just haven't been looking great,
Yeah, sometimes they haven't even been looking good. But I thought a couple of weeks ago the Saints on Thursday Night Football were going to beat the Chiefs and give them their first loss. Now I look stupid, so I'm not going to.
Oh, yeah.
Not going to do it.
Yeah,
Not going to do it again.
game.
I'm going to pick Chiefs here. Last but not least, this is probably the most boring game on the slate. Panthers at Broncos.
Listen, this might not be as boring as you think. Panthers have been coming on to be a decent team.
Broncos are 8.5 point favorites, though.
I think that's crazy.
I think it's the Broncos' defense has been pretty elite this season. So I think
Andy Dalton has kind of been doing his thing.
he has, but last game he struggled. Who did they play again last week? Why am I forgetting it?
Any team that versus the Panthers,
Commanders. There's the
yeah,
Commanders.
it was. I mean,
They blew them out.
Commanders are a great team.
Yeah, but the defense he was going too. That's what I mean. No, yeah, Andy Dalton's come back to earth the last couple of games, and
Yes, I think it'll be a closer game than we think. I don't think the Broncos have that knockout power.
no, they don't.
They
But
don't.
they have a great defense. But yeah, offensively they don't.
I
have
mean,
that
they
knockout.
had it against the Saints. They completely
Yeah.
they
That was more of a
they
defensive
dog
blow.
walked the Saints.
That's
all
for
right. I'm taking Broncos here.
All right, man. Week 8. We're almost halfway.
Week 8 in the books.
Technically, there's 18 weeks now, not 17. So we are not halfway through the season until after week 9. So after week 9, we'll do our mid-season top 10. So not after this week. So we'll give it a few weeks. So these are our week 8 picks. All right. Any last words or anything?
Any
Dylan?
last words? I mean, we usually end off on hot takes. Hot takes. What are some hot takes this week?
for the games that are coming up?
Yeah,
Let me see.
You start because I gotta brainstorm.
Seattle shot the Bills at home.
Yeah.
Geno Smith.
Geno
Smith throws for 4
what
touchdowns.
we were just talking about. I think the Raiders are going to upset the Chiefs. I don't actually think that, but I think that
You can't pick the Chiefs and then say that.
No, I can. I can. I'm not going to risk
so
my pick.
contradicting.
All right, hey,
Oh, no, you're right.
It is.
No, you're right. You're right, though.
But yeah, I think they finally get their first loss. The Vikings got their first loss. We didn't talk about that. I mean,
I'll do a quick glance here. So my first instinct: Geno Smith throws for 4 touchdowns against Buffalo.
wow.
Second hot take of the week. Let me just look at everything really quick, and I will say, everything's pretty standard on this thing.
The Cowboys come back and
Niners are gonna win.
upset the 49ers.
I really just think Geno Smith throws for 4 touchdowns and the Seahawks shock the Bills. I got one right here. Tua comes back and the Dolphins put up 30 against the Cardinals. So
a great thing I want to say is last year, 1 year ago today, not today, but last year,
70 points.
They scored 70 points, and then going back, they didn't score more than 70 points within the last 6 games.
Well,
it's crazy.
it's funny because the Cardinals not a great defense. If they're gonna put up 70 points, this is the week to do it. I'm just kidding.
That would be funny. Imagine.
It's only happened twice.
70
ever.
repeat.
All right, man. Thanks, guys. Keep supporting us. Like, subscribe, share. Tune in next week for the Week 8 reactions and the Week 9 picks. All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Take care.
Take care.
Week 8 in the books. Thank you.